right, welcome to Your Time, Your Money, the show where your time is just as valuable as your money, and we know that. Thank you so much for tuning in today. I'm excited. Adam Jones is with us in the house today.
Yes, glad to be here.
Yeah, excellent.
Yeah.
You got the invite.
I did. Yep.
Well,
it was in my junk mail, but
well, the cool thing is you're coming into mid-series. We're doing a series on Social Security planning and claiming at certain ages and all the advantages to claim at certain ages. So we just came off one with Justin talking about claiming at 62, and today we're going to be covering claiming Social Security at your FRA.
Yep. The FRA.
Right? Not Fra Diablo, right? What's that dish or whatever?
It's a little spicy.
FRA,
yes.
Full retirement age.
Yep.
So for most people, they don't understand what the full retirement age is, right?
Yeah. And it's, a lot of that has to do with the fact that it's different for a lot of different people, just based on the year you were born.
Yeah, it's a trick question, right?
Yep.
It's like, what's your full retirement age, or what's your FRA? And for every person, it might be different.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
And Social Security bases that off of the year they were born.
Mm-hmm.
Right, which, by the way, right, is actually a form of reform.
Yep.
Right, it's people talk about there needs to be a reform in Social Security. There needs to be, this massive change or whatever. But part of reform is, when they moved full retirement age for a lot of people from 65 years old to 67 or any gradient in between there. Right, and that's part of reform that I think listeners need to understand is the government can do that again to help shore up the system.
Sure. Yep.
Right now, that full retirement age is 67. It's the max it can be, I believe, at this point.
Yeah.
But they could change that to 70.
Yeah.
Right. Maybe for our kids or our grandkids. Right.
And a lot of that too, of course, is the difference in the fact that humans are living longer. Whether they, sometimes people like to work longer than somebody else. So a lot of that has to do with that as well. But yeah, the reform allows to put more money in the Social Security bank, if you will.
Yeah, and just part of it. So let's dive into it.
Yeah,
and we'll flip that over.
I'm gonna flip this.
Get started flipping. Here. So really, the benefits to claiming at 65 or 67, whatever your full retirement age. Let's just say 67 for the purpose of conversation right now. For a lot of people listening, it might be 66 in 3 months or whatever.
Yeah, the old 66 in 8 months.
Yeah, but I think the one thing we always emphasize is the main reason to consider full retirement age or beyond is specifically so that your spouse can maximize their benefits, right?
Yeah. That is one of the issues with not waiting until full retirement age. If you have a spouse, again, if someone's over their lifetime of working has made a lot more, significantly more than the other person, what ends up happening is that you can get more money essentially when everybody waits till full retirement age.
Yeah, you have a major breadwinner a lot of times in a household, and by that major breadwinner deferring to their full retirement age, they're maximizing their return for their spouse, or survivor, or whatever that might be. And the other reason that people may want to wait is maybe they're still transitioning into retirement and they're still earning money.
Yep.
Right, and prior to full retirement age, so prior to 67, if you earn too much money, they can take Social Security back from you.
Yeah, and and that's the thing, right? Again, I as I said, some people enjoy working, some people have to work in order to make ends meet. But for those that like to enjoy working, using that scenario, they're penalized if they claim earlier than full retirement age on what they can earn.
They're capped at like 22,320 or something along that line. So every $2 over that amount, they're going to take $1 back from Social Security benefit.
Yeah.
Right. It gets incorporated in later on, but that's important to know. So you may not want to claim at 62 because you may be still working, and by claiming, you've deemed your filing, so you can't go back and change it.
Right.
So once you've made that decision, then you are basically saying, hey, I'm going to go forward with this. So you might have part of your Social Security benefit removed from you if you're making $40,000 a year.
Yep.
Right? And then have to wait to get that incorporated back into your Social Security benefit later. Yep. So, 67 does open up the doors a lot, right? There are some limits for what you can make that year you turn your full retirement age. We're not going to get into the specifics of that.
Right. It's a little too far in the weeds.
But I would encourage listeners, if you're looking at filing and claiming at 67 or your full retirement age, definitely reach out to us to schedule a consultation centered around Social Security planning and your other assets to know what you can can earn, to know what your benefit is, and one, to know whether it's a good idea to do it at that point.
Right. Yep.
And, and claiming at your full retirement age, most people try to center that around the fact that Medicare is available at 65, right? Your work plan may still be covering you, and Medicare may be the second.
Yep.
Right, because you're still working. But a lot of people wait because Medicare a lot of times is tied to Social Security as far as the payment of it.
Yep.
Right, so that may be the reason that you're waiting, is because that extra increase in your Social Security benefit is paying for your health care.
Yeah, when we're doing planning and we look at all types of the expenses on a monthly basis going out, being able to absorb that cost is extremely helpful during the course of retirement income distribution planning.
Yeah, I mean, you're talking hundreds of dollars a month in medical expenses, whether it's Medicare premiums, whether it's Advantage plan premiums.
Yep.
Obviously we have that podcast on Medicare planning that Candy did as a guest speaker. So I would encourage listeners to go back and listen to that, as far as Medicare and the costs associated with it. But by waiting till full retirement age, you've maximized your monthly money that can offset those costs. Mm-hmm. Which are the main things. The other things too, the nice thing about it is if you're not ready to retire and you're 67 and you claim, is you can have that Social Security income coming in and earn unlimited after your full retirement age. And if you're the type of person that says, hey, I'm going to work to 70 because I like what I'm doing, or later, if your benefit's $40,000 a year, say, you could bank that.
Yeah, and again, that goes right back to the retirement income distribution strategy. When someone does get ready to retire, it's not like all of the savings that they have all of a sudden get taken out, right? You still need to have investments for the future, and this can be a great vehicle to capitalize on that.
Yeah, or it could also start paying for your estate plan. Right, you're triggering it at that age where maybe you don't need it, or there's the additional monthly coming in because you waited, can also maybe allow you to do an estate plan that involves long-term care, riders on insurance, allows you to pay for, a will, a trust, things that don't necessarily have to come out of pocket because you delayed, so now you have that extra money coming in. So there's a lot of benefits of that extra cash flow coming in and tightening up your estate that a lot of people would have to spend out of pocket if they claimed at 62, right? Because if your benefit is $2,500 a month at 67, and maybe it's only $1,700 a month at 62, there might not be enough monthly money coming in to help with some of those expenses for the costs that you want to do, right? Or the other thing that it can do is it can maximize your gifting, right?
Yeah.
I mean, if you've waited and you don't need it, maybe that gets refunneled into some type of trust vehicle or wealth transfer vehicle, or just the travel slush fund, right? For the kids and grandkids.
I was going to say, the things for grandkids, right? Hoping to pay for education, things like that for grandkids.
Yeah, sure. So I think we did a good job. The last episode talking about claiming at 62. Obviously, all the benefits for your full retirement age that that's the actual amount that you earned on your work history. So you're getting full value for your dollars that you put in the Social Security system. And, I would encourage clients that if you're planning on retiring at 65 or 67 when you're for full retirement age, please call us for a consultation. Any other things you want to add about claiming at 67? I think we did a good job.
I was just thinking that, a lot of times the decisions sometimes come from, health concerns and health issues. If there's not longevity in the family. Beyond a certain age. It also just helps to, again, continue to build at full retirement age all of those aspects we've talked about today, really.
Yeah, if you look, most people coming out of college, if they're getting a state job, maybe they're landing in the state job about 26, 27 years old, right? Somewhere in that ballpark. And they're usually working about 35 years. Well, where's that put you? That puts you really close to 65.
Yeah.
Time with your pension plan and time with your other planning that's there. So I'd encourage you to reach out to the SC Group at 43 British American Boulevard in Latham, New York, 12110. You can reach us at 844-444-YTYM, yourtimeyourmoney.net for all our episodes. Like and subscribe and share this with a friend. But, 67 may be the age for you. And as always, it's your time,
your money.